Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to the Battle Cats Legacy Update series. Today, a string of updates which at first I thought contained absolutely nothing, but upon looking at their wider context, happen to contain quite a few keystone moments in the development of particularly 4-star stuff. First of all, in Update 5.8, there was an expansion, the final one for quite a while, of the zombie outbreaks to Chapter 3 of Empire of Cats. Straight over to Chapter 3, and now there's actually a fancy little sign on the chapter icon, which wasn't there before, that now says Zombie Outbreak on it, which I think is quite fancy. It's like a nice little purple splatter, and it looks quite well fit in, really. And because it's Chapter 3, everything is ridiculously expensive. So the A Bahama is 6,000 monies, the Auroran Cat is 6,600, and Catman coming in at a whopping 7,360 monies. Get Outbreaking, and it should be good. For the first time, 4-star stages increased in number as the new difficulty were added to 3 brilliantly simple subchapters: Never-Ending Cat Story, Castle of Fish, and Sushi Island. After the addition of zombies in 5.6, there were some additions to be had regarding the zombie killer ability. Next, 5.9. This is where the expansion of 4-star stages kicked up a gear, because introduced here and implemented forward through other updates, the events coincided with, there were now 4-star versions of monthly event stages. An excellent change, I think, that brings the players who've done these stages back to them. Like 4-star stages did with the early Stories of Legends, they've now shifted it to event stages. Bears be Bear, and I imagine the rest of the monthly stages now have a 4-star stage. Bears, they're more challenging than I thought. I must say I can barely bring myself to fight with them anymore. 5.9 also carried with it 2 rather notable catfruit evolutions, especially this one. Who remembers a time before Ramen Cat? Well, 5.8 was. 5.9 introduced Artist Cat's true form. It is Ramen Cat. True form evolution increases defense and attack power. Ramen Cat with the best hairdo I have ever seen. Looks very similar, and it just looks like it's been buffed. Perhaps we should note also that this introduction of Ramen Cat and the levels I had with it gave rise to a rather derided, and I could see from my old footage, overused meme, the boosted ramen. I have substituted in a different cat, and hopefully with the level that it is, it will help us to win. If it doesn't, it will just look like a forced meme, which I promised it's not. It's supposed to be strategy. And if that number of memes weren't enough for you, well, 5.9 also introduced the true form of Dioramus, God Emperor Dioramus, which ended my hateful affair with Dioramus, where I just criticised it all the time, and made it into a unit that I didn't speak about much. A trend introduced to work as clockwork-like as the introduction of a new Stories of Legends subchapter every update was now the introduction of more 4-star versions of these subchapters. Good old 4-star stages, the new stages, which added a challenge to the levels which are rather easy in the game, bringing us back to it. Now they've got rather more difficult. 4-star stages from the Scratching Post through Low Tide Beach, and in these we can start to get some levels which can be genuinely difficult. And who could forget, probably most people, some tiny little tweaks and changes in the 5.9 update. Firstly, Gamatoto has had his level cap raised from level 67 to level 72. Skelecat has now been gifted the zombie killer ability, so he can kill the zombies permanently and stop them from reviving. Next off, Olympian Cat has been renamed to Wrestling Cat. And also, the celebration stages now have 2- and 3-star difficulties. Finally, Kai, an uber rare cat from the Galaxy Gals, which I don't have, has gained a true form. And that's it. Then, update 5.10. This was especially an update where it seemed that nothing important had happened. waiting for the more significant updates, and I believe this is because there's a little bit less in this one, and there's more stuff to come a bit later. Ta-da! More user rank rewards added. But upon closer examination of video dates, it certainly seems that within the 5.10 update, calamity stages are introduced, the stages for the true forms of little cat units. This, if anything, slightly perpetuated the boosted ramen meme. Regit your spoon, that's not the way you're supposed to do it. Get rid of boosted ramen, it's useless. And created some questionable new ones. Now watch and learn. Here's the deal. But ultimately, we were graced with a set of new forms for the little cats, new exciting challenges from the levels, and new exciting uses for these units, which previously were, for the most part, utterly useless. And those were the updates 5.8 to 5.10. This signalled the end of the update 5s and a move into some new and different kinds of changes, to be looked at another time. I hope this overview has been of great use and entertainment to you. And so, I'll bid you goodbye, and I hope you enjoyed.